LeBron James continues to etch his name deeper into basketball's record books. The Lakers' superstar forward has built a career on breaking barriers and reaching milestones that seemed impossible, and his latest achievement adds another remarkable chapter to an already legendary journey. James, who will celebrate his 41st birthday in just over 3 weeks, keeps defying father time and expectations. He stands as the NBA's all-time leading scorer, a record that may never be broken. Beyond that singular achievement, he has also played more seasons than any other player in league history. Currently in his 23rd campaign, the veteran star added yet another accomplishment to his extensive collection of honors on Sunday night. Following the Lakers' hard-fought 112 1U8 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers, James officially surpassed Hall of Fame legend Robert Parish on the NBA's all-time win list. With this victory, James now has 115 career wins, placing him second on the all-time list. He trails only the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who finished his illustrious career with 174 victories. Parish enjoyed a remarkable 21-year career in the NBA, capturing 4 championship rings along the way. His journey began with the Golden State Warriors, where he spent the first 4 seasons of his professional career learning the game and developing his skills. He then moved to Boston, where he became a cornerstone of the Celtics dynasty, spending 14 seasons with the storied franchise and winning 3 championships. Parish concluded his playing days with a 2-season stint with the Charlotte Hornets, before earning his 4th and final championship ring with the legendary 1996-97 Chicago Bulls team. James, also a 4-time NBA champion, delivered a season-high performance against Philadelphia with 29 points. His offensive explosion helped fuel a crucial second-half comeback for Los Angeles. The Lakers needed this victory badly, as they were looking to avoid dropping consecutive games after suffering a disappointing loss to the Boston Celtics on Friday night. James took control when it mattered most, showing that even at his advanced age, he remains one of the most clutch performers in basketball. The significance of surpassing Parish resonated with James during his post-game interview. He spoke about the honor with genuine humility and respect for the game's history. James acknowledged that while he never had the opportunity to witness Parish during his prime years in the 1980s, he understands the profound impact Parish had on the game during that era. The 80s were a different time in basketball, and Parish was among the elite centers who dominated the paint and helped define that period of NBA history. James expressed deep appreciation for the legends who paved the way before him. He emphasized how important it is to recognize and honor the players who built the foundation of the sport. These pioneers laid down the groundwork, creating opportunities and setting standards that current players continue to build upon. James sees himself as part of this continuum, attempting to do the same thing for the next generation of basketball stars. The historical context of this achievement cannot be overstated. Being mentioned alongside names like Robert Parish and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar represents the highest level of sustained excellence in professional basketball. These aren't just players who had great seasons or memorable playoff runs. These are individuals who maintained elite-level performance year after year, decade after decade, accumulating victories through consistency, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to winning. James has become a true historian of the game. He studies the past, understands the present, and thinks about his legacy for the future. This appreciation for basketball's rich history makes moments like this even more meaningful. He doesn't just break records, he honors them by acknowledging the giants whose shoulders he stands upon. The game against Philadelphia showcased exactly why James continues to be so valuable to the Lakers. With just over a minute remaining in the 4th quarter, he stepped up and delivered when his team needed him most. James launched a deep 27-foot three-pointer that gave Los Angeles a 3-point advantage. The shot was pure, splashing through the net with the confidence of a player who has hit thousands of crucial shots throughout his career. But James wasn't finished. With under 30 seconds left on the clock, he followed up with a smooth 20-foot jump shot that essentially sealed the victory for the Lakers. These back-to-back clutch baskets demonstrated that age has not diminished his ability to take over games in crunch time. If anything, his basketball intelligence and experience make him even more dangerous in these pressure situations. The Lakers currently sit in a competitive position in the Western Conference. This victory over Philadelphia keeps them in the hunt for a strong playoff seeding. Head coach J.J. Redick has done an excellent job of managing James's minutes and keeping him fresh for these crucial moments. The team's success this season has exceeded many expectations, and James's ability to still perform at this level is a major reason why. Now facing off against players who were born more than 3 years after his NBA debut in 2003, James represents a living bridge between basketball generations. Young players in the league today grew up watching him play. They modeled their games after his versatility, his court vision, and his leadership. Now they're competing against him on the biggest stage, and he's still teaching them lessons. The pursuit of Kareem's record of 174 wins represents another mountain for James to climb. While 59 victories might seem like a significant gap, James has shown throughout his career that he's capable of achieving seemingly impossible goals. If he continues playing at his current level and the Lakers maintain their competitive form, reaching Abdul-Jabbar's mark is entirely within reach. James will look to secure his 116th career victory on Wednesday evening when the Lakers return to their home court. They'll face the San Antonio Spurs in what promises to be an exciting matchup. The game is scheduled for 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and Lakers fans will be eager to watch their legendary star continue his chase of history while helping their team push for a deep playoff run this season. The Los Angeles Lakers have exceeded expectations throughout the early portion of this season, and one of the primary reasons for their success has been the remarkable development of Austin Reaves into a legitimate all-star caliber player. Playing alongside superstars LeBron James and Luka Doncic, Reaves has elevated his game to new heights, giving the Lakers a star trio that can compete with any team in the league. While James has steadily found his rhythm after missing the first 14 games of the season due to injury, Reaves has maintained his stellar play throughout the campaign. His consistency and growth have been instrumental in keeping the Lakers competitive in the tough Western Conference. However, Sunday night's matchup against the Philadelphia 76ers proved to be one of those rare occasions where Reaves simply couldn't find his shooting touch, putting forth his worst performance of the entire year. Despite Reaves' struggles, LeBron James took control down the stretch, delivering a vintage performance that led the Lakers to a crucial victory over Philadelphia. The win improved their road trip record to 2-1, a solid result against quality competition. After the game, Reaves had nothing but praise for his veteran teammates' ability to step up when the team needed him most, though he also acknowledged his own disappointing night with characteristic honesty and self-awareness. Reaves spoke candidly about James's dominant performance, noting how grateful he was that LeBron was able to carry the offensive load. With a laugh, Reaves admitted his own struggles before emphasizing just how impressive James was throughout the contest. He praised both LeBron and Doncic for their excellent play, calling it a great team victory against a formidable opponent. Reaves then added with typical accountability that if he had played even slightly better, the Lakers might have won by a more comfortable margin. The statistics told the story of Reaves' difficult evening. He finished with just 11 points on a dismal 3 of 16 shooting from the field. Both numbers represented his lowest marks of the season, a stark contrast to the efficient, high-scoring performances Lakers fans have grown accustomed to seeing from their guard. Some observers pointed to the heavy workload Reaves had shouldered in the previous 2 games as a potential explanation for his fatigue against the 76ers. However, Reaves refused to make excuses or blame his poor performance on tiredness. When asked directly about whether exhaustion played a role, he acknowledged that yes, he was tired, but quickly dismissed it as a valid reason for his struggles. Reaves explained that he's been tired many times this season, and that hasn't prevented him from playing well. He maintained that fatigue couldn't be blamed for his off night. Instead, Reaves took a more analytical approach to understanding his struggles. He noted that many of the shots he took felt good coming off his hands. He got to his preferred spots on the floor, the places where he's been most successful throughout the season. The mechanics felt right, the looks were there. The shots simply weren't falling. Sometimes in basketball, that's just how it goes. No amount of preparation or effort can guarantee every shot will drop. What impressed most about Reaves' post-game comments was his perspective on the Lakers' overall offensive capabilities. Rather than dwelling on his individual struggles, he highlighted what he sees as a beautiful aspect of this Lakers team. He emphasized that the team's success doesn't depend solely on any single player, not even their big 3. He pointed out how dominant DeAndre Ayton was, going a perfect 7 for 7 from the field. Rui Hachimura knocked down several crucial shots when the team needed baskets. Gabe Vincent stepped up and hit important buckets as well. Reaves explained that the Lakers have numerous players capable of making shots when they get quality looks. The offensive system generates good opportunities, and different players can step up on different nights. performance. Beyond that, the team has the luxury of having Doncic, LeBron, and typically himself, who can create their own shots and make tougher contested baskets. When you have an offense that can generate points in multiple ways, the team can survive even when one of the primary scorers has an off night. This perspective shows Reaves' maturity and understanding of team basketball. He acknowledged he didn't play well, but seemed almost relieved that his poor performance didn't doom the team's chances. Being easier on himself while still maintaining accountability, Reaves noted that while he didn't play great, the Lakers were still able to secure an important road victory. That resilience is what separates good teams from great teams. The beauty of having multiple weapons was on full display against Philadelphia. As Reaves noted, both Ayton and Hachimura were exceptional. Ayton's perfect shooting night showed his efficiency and ability to finish around the rim. Hachimura's timely scoring provided crucial points during important stretches. Throughout the season, the Lakers have received significant contributions from various role players including Vincent, Jake LaRavia, Marcus Smart, and others. Having 3 legitimate stars supported by capable role players creates the kind of roster depth necessary for sustained success over an 82-game season. Not every player will perform at their peak every night. Injuries happen, fatigue sets in, and sometimes shots just don't fall. What matters is having enough talent and depth to withstand those inevitable down nights. The Los Angeles Lakers currently sit tied for 3rd place in the highly competitive Western Conference with a 16-6 record as of December 6th. This position represents a significant achievement for a team that many analysts predicted would struggle to even secure a spot in the top 6 of the conference standings. Prior to the season, numerous basketball experts projected Los Angeles to be a play-in tournament team at best, fighting just to make the postseason. However, the outlook on this Lakers season has changed dramatically thanks to several key factors. Head coach JJ Redick has proven to be an inspired hire, bringing fresh tactical approaches and effective player management to the organization. The surprisingly excellent play of center DeAndre Ayton has given the team a legitimate presence in the paint they've lacked in recent years. Perhaps most importantly, the emergence of Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves as possibly the most talented and dangerous backcourt combination in the entire NBA has elevated the team's ceiling considerably. Despite these positive developments, plenty of season remains to be played, and the team hasn't been without its flaws. The Lakers' defensive performance has been inconsistent at best. They're currently allowing 116.5 points per game, a concerning number for any team with championship aspirations. Rim protection has emerged as a notable weakness, with opponents finding too many easy opportunities to score in the paint. Additionally, the overall lack of athleticism across the roster could become an increasingly problematic issue as the regular season wear and tear accumulates and fatigue begins to impact performance. Jovan Buha, a veteran journalist who has covered the Lakers extensively for years, recently addressed these concerns on his podcast. He delved into the reasoning behind why the Lakers should seriously consider making a significant trade before the deadline. Buha suggested that in the short term, the team might benefit from breaking up the frontcourt combination of Ayton, LeBron James, and Rui Hachimura by moving Hachimura back to a bench role. He cited concerning statistics showing that lineup combination has posted a defensive rating of 128.3 and a net rating of -5.6 when playing together, with 3 of their 4 opponents in those lineups being lottery teams. Looking at the bigger picture beyond immediate lineup adjustments, Buha argued that a trade represents the more significant long-term solution for addressing the team's weaknesses. The logic behind pursuing a deal makes sense from multiple perspectives. Given how well the team has performed to start the season, it would be reasonable to try adding pieces that could improve their championship prospects this year. There's also the emotional and historical consideration that this could potentially be LeBron James's final season with the Lakers franchise, adding urgency to maximize the team's competitive window while they still have one of the greatest players in basketball history. However, the practical realities of making a significant trade present numerous challenges for Lakers management. The most pressing question is whether there exists a deal substantial enough to truly elevate the team to the level of competing with powerhouses like the Oklahoma City Thunder. The trade market always involves difficult decisions about which assets to surrender and which players to retain. For the Lakers, Austin Reaves represents their most valuable trade asset aside from Doncic, but trading him seems virtually impossible given his importance to the team. Reaves' situation adds complexity to any potential trade discussions. He's set to become a free agent at the end of this season, which naturally limits what the Lakers could expect to receive in return for him in any trade scenario. Teams are generally reluctant to give up significant assets for a player they might only have for a few months before he hits free agency. However, there's a strong likelihood that Reaves will re-sign with Los Angeles, given his excellent chemistry with Doncic and the substantial improvement he's shown in his game, particularly as a legitimate isolation scorer and playmaker. Trading LeBron James presents its own unique set of challenges. At his current age and with mounting injury concerns throughout his career, James likely wouldn't command a substantial return package in any trade discussion. Beyond the question of what assets the Lakers could receive, there's the significant complication of matching his salary in any deal. The NBA's second apron restrictions create additional financial hurdles that make trading James's contract extremely difficult from a salary cap perspective. Given these limitations on moving their biggest names, the Lakers might need to focus on what could be described as working on the edges type of deals. This approach would involve targeting players who could address specific weaknesses without requiring the team to part with their core pieces. For example, Herbert Jones of the New Orleans Pelicans has been mentioned as a potential target. Jones is an all-defensive team caliber forward who would immediately improve the Lakers' perimeter defense and provide the kind of athletic, versatile defender the team currently lacks. Alternative options might include pursuing a lesser-known defensive specialist or athletic wing player who could provide an injection of the youth and energy to the roster. These types of acquisitions wouldn't generate huge headlines or dramatically alter the team's championship odds, but they could make the difference between a first-round playoff exit and a deeper run. Sometimes the margins in the NBA are razor thin, and adding the right role player can be the difference between success and failure. The argument for making some kind of move gains strength when considering the Lakers' current performance level. If they continue playing at this elevated standard throughout the season, standing pat at the trade deadline would represent a missed opportunity. Teams rarely get chances to compete for championships, and when a roster is performing well, the front office has an obligation to explore ways to enhance the group's capabilities. Rob Pelinka, the Lakers' general manager, will need to carefully weigh all these factors as the trade deadline approaches. He must balance the desire to improve the team now against the need to preserve future assets and maintain financial flexibility. He'll need to evaluate which players are truly available on the trade market and at what cost. He'll have to consider chemistry issues and how any new additions would fit into JJ Redick's system. The coaching staff will play an important role in these discussions as well. Redick and his assistants work with these players every day. They understand the team's needs better than anyone. They can provide valuable input about which types of players would complement the existing roster most effectively. They can also help evaluate whether internal solutions, such as lineup changes or increased minutes for certain players, might address some concerns without requiring trades. Player development could offer another avenue for improvement without making moves. If some of the younger players or deeper rotation pieces can continue improving their games, that organic growth might provide the boost the team needs. Sometimes teams improve more through internal development than external additions. The Lakers coaching staff has shown an ability to maximize players' strengths, and continuing that process could yield significant benefits. The financial implications of any trade must also be carefully considered. The Lakers are operating under complex salary cap restrictions, and any deal would need to work within those constraints. They'll need to think about not just this season but future seasons as well. Making a win-now move that hamstrings the franchise financially for years to come wouldn't be prudent management. Timing will be crucial. Making a move too early risks giving up on internal solutions that might develop over time. Waiting too long risks missing opportunities to acquire difference makers who get traded elsewhere. Finding the right moment to act requires careful monitoring of both the Lakers' performance and the broader trade market. At the very least, if the Lakers maintain this level of play throughout the coming weeks and months, the expectation is that some form of trade will likely occur before the deadline. The front office will feel pressure from fans, media, and perhaps most importantly from LeBron James himself to maximize this season's potential. Whether that trade is a major move that reshapes the roster or a smaller deal that addresses specific needs remains to be seen, but the likelihood of some action seems increasingly probable as the season progresses.